Nikki Haley held a news conference in front of the remains of a ballistic missile. She says it was the weapon which Houthi rebels fired from Yemen toward Riyadh International Airport last month. She says Iran made and supplied the weapon in violation of international rules.
It was made in Iran, then sent to Houthi militants in Yemen. From there, it was fired at a civilian airport, with the potential to kill hundreds of innocent civilians in Saudi Arabia. Just imagine if this missile had been launched at Dulles Airport or JFK, or the airports in Paris, London, or Berlin. That's what we're talking about here. That's what Iran is actively supporting. The evidence is undeniable. The weapons might as well have had "Made in Iran" stickers all over it. It's hard to find a conflict or a terrorist group in the Middle East that does not have Iran's fingerprints all over it. We must speak with one voice in exposing the regime for what it is, a threat to the peace and security of the entire world. We call on all nations to join us in a united front resisting this global threat.
Well, for more on this, Frank Uciardo joins us live from New York. Frank, quite the dramatic presentation. What was Haley's objective here?
Haley's objective was coalition building. She knows she's going to be going back to the Security Council eventually on this to try to take a diplomatic route first. And she wants to gain the support of the countries beyond the European Union members that are on the council. So, you know, this is something she really needed a big display. She needed something that she could actually say, and she did say it. I'm inviting the Security Council here to come look at the evidence and then go back and let's do something about it. So, you know, that's really what she was after.
What's been Iran's response on this? I understand Zarif is sort of seeing a deja vu here with the UN.
Yeah, you know, a lot of us were exactly thinking along the lines of what he was thinking. You know, he posted a Twitter today, basically. He was saying, you know, when I was based at the UN, and he was the UN ambassador back then in 2003, you know, I saw what it begot. And in his Twitter, he posted a picture of Colin Powell holding up what was allegedly a vial of anthrax side by side with Nikki Haley. And he's basically saying, look, you know, I've seen this show before at the UN where the U.S. presented evidence was that may not have been true, and then, you know, a war ensued after it. And I was there for that speech with Colin Powell, and I can tell you that I don't think most of the journalists there believed anything he was saying. And historically, in terms of anthrax, there was a U.S. company in Maryland during the late 90s that was selling anthrax for experimental uses to universities around the world. So, you know, actually, the university in Iraq could have actually bought it from a U.S. company.
You mentioned the display was probably an effort at coalition building. What kind of support can Haley expect from the Security Council if she asks for tougher sanctions on Iran?
Well, yeah, she did say, you know, they want to do something about this. She said she'd go as far as, you know, so we've got to do something about this. And that also could be a veiled military threat. And if she goes back to the council, and that's likely the next step, she's going to run into a bit of a collision course when it comes to Russia, who recently, as you know, last month, Putin went to visit Tehran, and the Iranian supreme leader asked Putin, let's get together and isolate the U.S. With regards to what's going on in the Middle East. So even if she does get the support of most of the council, all it takes is one veto from either Russia or China, and she's not going to get her way there.